Hello interwebs, welcome to Ask a Sane Brony. I am Nethasem. I have a message, a rather somber message from Anonymous today, which I thought I'd share with you, which says, I've done something really bad. I never watched the show and I stayed away from the community because what people on Tumblr were saying about the fans. A really good friend of mine became a fan and told me about it months ago, and I just remembered all the bad things people had said about the fans and stopped hanging around with him. Even worse, I joined in when he was being bullied, thinking I was doing the right thing. It wasn't until I'd seen a few blogs pop up on the notes of brony posts that I began to think I might have been wrong. I thought a brony was a special word for people who'd done horrible things, and I didn't know there were good bronies. I feel really horrible for what I did, but I can't confront my friend about it. I'm really sorry. So, this is one of those times when you want to be very concise in your response, and that's why this is my 5th attempt at this video. And so, firstly, I want to say kudos to you, Anonymous, for standing up and admitting when you were wrong, because that takes a lot of courage to do, to be honest. It's one of the hardest things to do, is to admit that you were wrong about something, when it's so easy just to bullshit your way out of it. And my response today isn't about being victorious. It's not about gloating or saying, haha, I told you so. That's not what I'm about. That's not how I feel about this. I'm responding with a video to say thank you, to be honest. Thank you for actually seeking the truth of this situation and looking at our fandom and seeing that when people are being racist or misogynistic or homophobic or anything like that, it's because they're assholes. It's nothing to do with being a brony. You know, our fandom is nothing to do with terrible things that people do on the internet. And that's why when people say, oh, other fandoms are like it too, it's not trying to pass the blame. It's highlighting the fact that the fandom you belong to has nothing to do with the way you behave online. So this entire war of the pro-brony and anti-brony thing is entirely arbitrary and it's ridiculous, and this is proof that it needs to stop. So that's that. In terms of my response to Anonymous, to the person, if you're watching this, is it's obviously taken a lot of courage to stand up and say this on the internet as an anonymous poster. Actually saying that to a friend in real life, I can't imagine how hard that must be, to be honest. But my advice is, well, to be honest, I'm not a sainted person, but the words of advice that I would give here is that if you want to feel better, is you've got to confront your friend about it, you know, and you don't have to do it face to face. You know, make it as easy as possible for yourself. You know, do it in an email or send a message on Facebook or do it in a Skype chat or something like that. There's no shame in doing it across a keyboard because you're not brave enough to do it face to face. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in it at all. Because, to be honest, it takes a big person to actually go back to that friend and say, I'm really sorry. I completely misjudged this situation. You know, I really hope that we can be friends again. And I think, to be honest, I'm going to leave this to words of wisdom that I go by, and that is that it is forgiving others that we are forgiven ourselves. So hopefully, if you ask your friend for forgiveness and he forgives you, you can forgive yourself. So that's all I got on this, to be honest. As I say, I'm not the finest counsellor in the world, but that's my 2 pence. So I hope it was helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.